All right, so why don't we get started here?
Yeah,
Good morning,
great.
everyone. My name is Marshall Jones, Regional Vice President of Sales with Prestige Global Meeting Source, and I have the pleasure today of bringing to you one of my favorite partners. Not that we have favorites, but this is definitely one of my favorite partners with Caesars Entertainment, Ms. Tracey Monroe. Tracey, say hello to everyone, and maybe tell them a little about yourself and what you do there for Caesars.
Absolutely. Thank you, Marshall. And right back at you. You are one of my favorite partners as well. Don't tell everybody else. Thank you, everybody, for your time today. So I'm Tracey Monroe, Key Account Director for Caesars Entertainment. I am managing our partnership that we value very much with Prestige Global Meeting Source. So I represent all of our properties nationwide and our overall partnership. I've been with Caesars. Boomerang, I guess they call it, is where you started, left, and came back. So I've been back for almost 11 years, but I had 2 years prior. So I've got about 13 years with Caesars Entertainment, 17 years in the industry. I'm based in Las Vegas, and I would say I fell into this industry accidentally. It's a long story, but God had a plan that I didn't, and I started out as an assistant with Caesars Entertainment, and I'm so excited to have grown my career with Caesars. So thank you everybody for having me today.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, given that you've been with Caesars for quite some time, I'm sure you probably have some things that we should ask you. What's a common misconception people may have about Caesars Entertainment?
Great question. And it's usually anywhere I go and say I work for Caesars, whether it be an industry event or just out on the town or meeting a friend, and they say, "Oh, I haven't been to Vegas. Oh, I used to go to Vegas when I had my bachelorette party," or, all these things, which are great. Vegas is a great destination. We have a lot of properties there. We have nine, but we are not just Vegas. We actually have 50 properties nationwide. As you can see here, they are sprinkled across the United States. And some of our highlights are here is Cherokee, North Carolina. We have here Caesars, Virginia. We have New Orleans. We have Southern California, Lake Tahoe. There's so many destinations people don't know that we are in. So I like to highlight that and just let everybody know Vegas is definitely our pride and joy, but we do have great destinations everywhere.
Well, this is an impressive slide. I actually forgot that you had over 50 myself. Um, so when we think about working with Caesars compared to one of the other large box hotel companies, what makes Caesars different than the others?
Yeah, so one of the things that we changed our strategy about 15 years ago, I would say. And what we did was we put all of our salespeople in market. So we actually have about 120 sales executives all over the United States in the market where they live, and where their clients are and where their clients' companies are headquartered so they can be there. What makes it easy for our planners, which is what we're talking about today, is that if you're looking for any of our destinations, whether it be Atlantic City or Vegas or Tahoe, where we have multiple properties, you are only dealing with that one sales manager. That one sales manager can look at all of our properties, for example, in Vegas for your one RFP, and see what fits. What does the budget look like? Do we have space? Where does it best make sense to meet your client's needs? So you don't have to go to 8 different properties and deal with 8 different sales managers and all these emails and back and forth. So we make it really easy to do business with us there. Another thing that we do contractually that makes it really easy for our partners is that if you are in one destination and you want to mix it up and change it up and have maybe you're meeting at Caesar's Palace, but you want to have a closing party across the street at Flamingo Pool or a fancy gala dinner at Paris. All of those are our properties within walking distance, and that can all be contracted on one contract. So you don't have to worry about multiple contracts for every hotel, and you can give your guest experience with variety and get them out of the one hotel. The other thing with that, with the one contract, is it also gives you the flexibility to have only one convention service manager. You'll have only one group reservations manager. So it just makes it really easy. One bill, one food and beverage minimum. So if you spend money at Paris and spend money at Flamingo, it all goes back to one F&B minimum master. So we really try to make it easy for our clients and our planners to do business with us.
Well, it definitely would make it easy. Um, I'm sure everybody on the line here has a couple of questions about updates and renovations and those type of things. Do you have any that you could share with us?
Yeah, we have so much. So I wanted to pick a few things to talk about today because there's just so much going on. We're really in a transition period of growth and elevating our product and elevating our name out in the industry. So I'll just highlight a few that we are excited about. We have properties in Lake Tahoe that I mentioned earlier. Our Harvey's Lake Tahoe just went through a full rebrand. It's Caesar's Republic Lake Tahoe. If you're familiar, that brand is just starting to get out. It's a very luxury property. So we've renovated that entire property, guest rooms, lobby, casino floor, everything. And then we also did a full rebrand and expansion in Caesars New Orleans. It was a $325 million rebrand. So it used to be Harrah's New Orleans. It is now Caesars New Orleans, which is a little bit elevated product. With that, we added a new guest room tower. And in that tower, we actually have floors that are dedicated to Nobu hotels. So it's the first Nobu in New Orleans. So we're excited about that. And then another one that we've done is our Atlantic City properties. We have 3 out there. I won't go into detail too much, but over the past, I would say 3 to 4 years, we've put over 400 million. I think it's actually closer to $450 million revitalization into our properties there and the city. And one of the highlights in Atlantic City is our Caesars New Orleans property. We really renovated that, elevated that property. It's located on the famous Atlantic City boardwalk. And that also includes a Nobu hotel. So you can kind of see a theme there that we are elevating our properties. We're adding elevated product within our properties. So that's really exciting. And then, of course, Vegas, that I mentioned earlier, is our pride and joy. Real quick, we do have 9 properties there. All of our properties are located Center Strip, over 1 million square feet of meeting space and 18,000 guest rooms there. Some exciting things that are happening there that I don't know if anybody's heard about it, but the Cromwell, which is our only boutique hotel, the only one actually on the Strip, right on the corner of Flamingo Boulevard and Las Vegas Boulevard. That is rebranding with our partnership with Vanderpump in all of our properties. It's going to be the Vanderpump Hotel, and it'll be opening this year. There's a sneak peek at the bottom corner of what the room is intended to look like. Please note that that is a rendering, and I haven't seen a live product yet, but you can tell that she's carrying over her elegance that she has in her lounges into that product. So we're really excited for that rebrand of that boutique hotel. Caesar's Palace is our flagship property and our largest property in Las Vegas. And we've just spent a ton of money revitalizing and renovating all of our large villas there. And this is an example of just the villa lounge. When you walk in, it's not even the bedroom and the bathrooms and all that. So if you can see that this is just the sitting area there. And we have a lot of those villas and multiple towers there. Along with this, and I had to take the picture out, and I apologize, everybody. I really wanted to show you, but it's under lock and key. We have 6 towers at Caesar's Palace, and we've continued to renovate one tower at a time. And we are currently going into our renovations in our Augustus Tower, which are our largest guest rooms. They're about 650 to 700 square feet. So they are large, and they're going to be renovated into all suite product. And that project is expected to start October, I believe, of this year. And that is very exciting because those rooms are right next to our diamond check-in, and very close to the meeting space as well. So I'm sorry I can't show you a picture of that today because I got lock and key on that one. And then right outside of Caesar's Palace, this will be opening this summer. We're hoping, I think, for a May or June opening. They're probably gonna get this open by Memorial Day. But Omnia nightclub that we work really close with as a partner in Caesar's Palace has now expanded to the front of Caesar's Palace, and they've expanded to open a day club. So now we have Omnia Day Club. So right here, if you could see, this is the front drive going into Caesar's Palace, and this is Las Vegas Boulevard right here. So it is taking up this whole real estate here on this corner. And this will give you a little bit better picture of the luxury that it's going to have as far as the day club options. So if you're looking for a summer getaway, Marshall, or any of the planners here on the call, this is a great spot, and I'd be happy to host you and have to spend a day at the pool in one of these luxury cabanas. So we're excited about that. And then across the street at Flamingo, we also renovated that. $20 million investment went into that multi-pool complex. So we're excited about that. As I mentioned, you can do outdoor receptions and stuff there. And these are just a few of the exciting things that are continually happening. I had to pick a few of the fun ones, but we've got a lot going on, and I'd love to talk to you guys about it in more detail if you have questions later.
Great images. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Now, I know we're a couple years past the COVID pandemic time period, but coming out of that, those couple years,
Join exclusive
well-being,
experiences to the
wellness.
Hyatt's Crystal Lagoon. Join others from DOT for salsa making class led by
Oops.
the Hyatt's
Let
Station.
me mute this person. Sorry.
No,
There we go.
you're fine. All good.
As I was saying, coming out of COVID and the pandemic, wellness was such a concern. Um, do you still see this being a trend? And if so, how is Caesar supporting that?
Yeah, great question. I have, in full transparency, I have mixed feelings on wellness, and then I'll go into what I really feel about it. At first, I
Okay.
thought it was a trend. I thought it was overspoken. I thought everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, and maybe overplayed. With that, I will say that I have come to learn that it's not only just a trend, it's vital. We can't do meetings and events and all the travel and all these ballrooms and breakouts and general sessions and late night parties and all that without incorporating wellness into our programs. It's just something that the attendees really need and desire, for many reasons: emotional, physical, mental. We need those breaks. We need to incorporate putting ourselves first and self-care during these meetings. Caesars Entertainment actually kind of, I wouldn't say we pioneered it, but we were one of the first to really dive in and lead into it. In 24, we hosted a Caesars Forum Wellness, um, with our VIP clients, and it was totally focused on things that you can do in Vegas that are outside of the ballroom, inside of the ballroom, that are wellness focused. A couple things are, as you can see here, they took our group. This is a big group. This was a big wellness initiative. We took our group to Mount Charleston and did yoga in the mountains. I mean, it's an hour from the Las Vegas Strip, but it got them out of the ballroom and gave them a fresh perspective of, just showing that there are things outside of Vegas. Another thing we did right here on property that where you don't have to transport. This is our Garden of the Gods pool at Caesar's Palace, and we did a early evening, basically sound bath meditation, and so you can see people like laying on the floats right there in our pool and around the pool and doing the sound bath meditation. We've also done breath work in our ballrooms. So we have a lot of options that can incorporate it, whether you want to get off property or not. Another thing that we have really leaned into is making it easy again for our planners. So part of our catering and convention catering menus, where you're going to pick out, your buffet breakfast and whatnot. There's a whole section dedicated for wellness. And that includes, if you want to incorporate non-alcoholic botanical cocktails so that if someone, the non-alcohol trend is really growing, and a lot of people don't want to have just a club soda and a lime. They want to feel included and have something special. And so we have some offerings that are really exciting that make it fun and still have a nice time and a nice cocktail with your industry peers. We also include wellness activity menus, so you can just go through and say, hey, I want to add this, 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 and our, convention service staff can work with your planners and make it really easy to incorporate those and give suggestions on what works well in the property and what attendees really lean into. And then another thing that we do is if you need a wellness speaker, we've been doing this for a few years. We're going into, I think, 2.5, 3 years now of really leaning into the wellness space. And so we have a lot of contacts, a lot of speakers that we've worked with doing wellness roadshows in various cities. And we can just give you a list that you can choose from to make it easy to add a speaker into your general session or whatever. So that's something that we are really trying to make sure that we just are all about how can we make it easy for our clients and our attendees and our planners.
Amazing. Thank you so much. And certainly
Yeah.
something that is definitely important. Just 2 questions left. One, I'd like to ask if there's anything that you'd like to close out with for our group.
Yeah, so I was going to mention at the beginning and I forgot. I wanted to make sure everybody stayed on the call. I wanted to add a bonus. I really appreciate everybody's time here with us. And I know that everybody's busy. And so I just wanted to offer a little bonus for your time and offer you a chance to win a 2-night stay at one of our properties in Las Vegas and some food and beverage credits. You can, experience one of our celebrity chef restaurants that we have. So anybody that has a new RFP, and it could be for any of our properties nationwide, I'm happy to answer questions or go into deeper, with your prestige partner after these calls. We can set up a time. But any new RFP that you send to us by the end of this month will go into a raffle for a drawing. And then please use your prestige partner, of course, to utilize that RFP. Make sure you go through them so they can help guide you. Please mention this Planner Spotlight webinar to be entered. And then we will draw somebody and announce the winner the first week of March. So I hope to be able to see some new opportunities and hopefully partner with the planners on this call soon.
Thank you. You actually took care of both my questions with that one answer. So thank you so much.
Oh, what was your second question?
It was going to be, did you have anything to offer for the group as a takeaway? And you did. And anything you wanted to wrap up with. So we appreciate your time. Thank you so much. And with this, we'll be able to give people back a couple of minutes more in their day. So now we get to save them time and money. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Well, I look forward. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody on the call, for your time. And please let me know if you need anything. I look forward to working with everybody.
Have a good day, everyone.